whole thing is, as the media goes chasing after, unsubstantiated allegations, coming from a newspaper that 6 months ago, you remember, did a massive similar story that was utterly discredited by the same reporters. But at the time that many in the national media are chasing after these unsubstantiated allegations, it's remarkable to me they continue to literally ignore the hard evidence that's flowing out of Hillary Clinton's years as Secretary of State in the Clinton Foundation. I mean, whether it's a speech supporting socialized medicine in Canada, a paid speech supporting open borders in Brazil, or whether it be, I think the most concerning of all is that we learned this week that aides to the Secretary of State were directing contracts for the rebuilding of Haiti after the earthquake to friends of the Clintons. I mean, this is exactly the kind of pay-to-play politics the American people are tired of.
Perhaps the Catholic Church
is going to end when Donald Trump becomes president of the United States.
Perhaps the hit in the Catholic Church is the most devastating. You would think, because 28% of the country is Catholic, and we find out their view of the Catholic Church is medieval.
Well, the condescending statements that can only be characterized as religious bigotry, anti-Catholic, anti-evangelical. I mean, to suggest that to be an evangelical, which I am, made a decision for Christ in 1978, it was less socially acceptable than to be a Catholic, but to be Catholic was questionable in the same email. I mean, this is the kind of demeaning statements, and we called on Hillary Clinton. We're still waiting for Hillary Clinton to denounce these statements and to apologize to people of faith.
Well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, Donald Trump yesterday said it's no coincidence that these attacks are coming out just as the WikiLeaks, which is, to your point, had thousands of damning emails. And to your point about where's the news media, look at this. ABC last night spent 9 minutes talking about Trump and his troubles. NBC, 9 minutes, Trump and his troubles, 5 minutes at CBS. And then they talked about WikiLeaks on ABC for 20-some-odd seconds. They didn't talk about it at all over on...
30 seconds on NBC.
30 seconds, thank you.
No, that makes sense.
30 is really little. No mentions on NBC, and just seconds as well at CBS. What is the mainstream media trying to do to you guys?
Well, I think what they're trying to do is change the subject from the failed policies of this administration that Hillary Clinton wants to continue. I mean, the truth of the matter is the rise of radical Islamic terrorism, the renewed aggression by Russia. We wake up this morning, and the Iranians who, my counterpart is just boasting of the Iranian nuclear deal. The Iranians just moved warships near Yemen, and militia in Yemen are firing missiles
Houthi rebels
at U.S. naval ships. Those missiles may well have been paid for by resources the United States just freed up and sent to the Iranians. I mean, the truth is that we need strong leadership on the world stage, and the American people see all of this effort by many in the national media to distract attention from the failed policies of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton.
What would you do?
We're going to continue to focus on making America stronger at home and abroad and getting this economy moving again.
What would you do about that situation in Yemen if you were the vice president and Donald Trump were president?
Well, I think first and foremost is we would make a commitment to rebuild the American military. I mean, the fact is that our Navy today is smaller than any time since 1916. We have the smallest standing army since the end of World War II. I mean, Ronald Reagan taught us that we can only have peace through strength, and under a Trump-Pence administration, we'll rebuild our military. We'll make sure the world knows that we are committed to be that beacon of freedom, that arsenal of democracy, and frankly, we'll work closely with our allies all across the world to advance American interests from a position of American strength.
The WikiLeaks missives do show that Hillary Clinton was making an overture towards Vladimir Putin as late as 2014. Talked about how engaging he was on issues, how important it is to have him, to possibly have him as an ally and not an enemy. What does that tell you about the approach that you guys have to Vladimir Putin? Is it that different from Hillary Clinton?
Well, of course, well, no.
Private Republic.
Second, the point is what this avalanche of emails about Hillary Clinton, her years as Secretary of State in the Clinton Foundation, is showing to the public with 25 days to go, is that there is a very different Hillary Clinton behind closed doors than there is in public. I mean, for Hillary Clinton to go to Brazil and say her dream was open borders in our hemisphere, her to go to Canada and say that her long-term goal was to have a healthcare system like the Canadian system, this is another example on foreign policy. With Donald Trump, the American people know you've got someone who says what he means and means what he says.
Sure.
And maybe